to admit that I used to draw portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and a muse from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No name nuisance, who's in a bedroom, who's in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie, unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, a little bit of backlight, black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get three dimensions stuffed in a two. Then it's off to a school where it's all you get to, being trained and observed by a capable few. Back in New York by peeps and a dog in a two-bedroom doing menial jobs. Plus rhyming and stealing and being a clod, distractions, freedom, a rod. I left some years of giving a light, I left some will the spirit away. I let my fears materialize, I let my skills deteriorate. Horn about a thought of what I should have been, continuing a mission that was rooted in a 20-year affinity and rickety condition with an ID crisis. Snap on the front lawn, look up in the sky, it's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. Used to paint, hard to admit that I used to paint. Natural light on a human face, stenciled fire in his roommate's face. It was bloom and addiction, a miss and a push and a pigment. Book like a tattooed pigskin look. Pinhead kids at a minute, drank Kool-Aid from a tube of acrylic. And I grew up in a linseed oil or a linen. Joy to the poison, voice to the resin. Capture a map of a gesture. Back up, add a little accurate fat to the figure. Redo that, move that inward. Zinc white lightning shoots from his fingers. Studio strewn with illusion and tinctures. Stay tuned for the spooky adventures. You can imagine the stars that align when a forearm starts foreshortening.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Happy New Year's, everybody. In today's late season matchup, we have two teams who have victory on their minds. It's the Titans going up against the Jaguars. So, with the call of this week's 16 matchup, let's hand it over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, first opened in 1995. There's a look inside Everbank Field here in the River City of Jacksonville, Florida. Today, it's a good matchup in the AFC South between the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in off a loss last time out, but overall they've been playing well. 6 wins and 8 prior to that defeat. Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, they come in playing reasonably well. Losers the last time out, but winners of 4 of 5 before that. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by their quarterback out of Central Florida. It's Blake Bortles.
I can't help but chuckle because I always remember when Blake Bortles got drafted as the 3rd pick in the draft, the year he came out of UCF. So many people were in shock. They couldn't believe that the Jacksonville Jaguars had not tipped their hand ahead of time. I think they were very happy to get him once they did.
Now the former Jet running back. This is Chris Ivory. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now look at the starting unit, and here's to you, Mr. Robinson.
Oh, I like that one. Allen Robinson, I love coming out of Penn State. Everyone kept telling me he's not fast enough, and I kept pointing to the film and saying yes, but he catches everything. He's definitely a threat.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. The play fake to Ivory. Now Bortles. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They run with their short yardage man, Ivory. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And a nice run for the former undrafted free agent back in 2010, Chris Ivory.
And I think that's why we see the greatness in him. It was there. Just because he wasn't drafted didn't mean he wasn't a good player. But I think he uses that as fuel. Each and every run, an aggressive, strong run, catches out of the backfield. He's turned himself into a complete player.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. The starting defense for the Titans.
Terrell Casey doesn't get the attention that he deserves, but he is an absolutely terrific defensive tackle, the best player on just about any team he would play on.
To throw on 2nd down. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area, but they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. He's got time. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete. A nickel set shown by the Titans on 3rd down.
Thinking pass. On play action, now Bortles. And he's got it to Hurns. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They run the counter to Ivory. And he stopped immediately there. And that's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Again, they run. Again, it's Ivory. They'll get it to the 23-yard line. That 2nd down run, a big help. The 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Give them 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Offense. Still first down.
And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive.
Hey, watch number 5. Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Shotgun now for Bortles. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
So an even first quarter on the scoreboard, but the threat of points on the horizon. 0-0 our score. More from Jacksonville after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They go back to the grab attack here. It's Ivory. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now Bortles sets up the screen to Robinson. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. It's picked up by the Titans. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they are going to bring this one back. A fumble return touchdown for the Titans. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. First down is Bortles. He's got time in the pocket. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Jarrell Casey. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
They'll come out in the pistol. second down. Ivory. And he'll power his way up near the 25. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Surveying the field. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Al Woods. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So on 4th down, the Jags send out Brad Nortman to punt. Now McCluster. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. This is Antonio Andrews. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. Steps away, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. A man who missed his entire rookie season, Dante Fowler. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
The catch is made by Kendall Wright. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this 1st half of action. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Mariota to throw for it on 4th. And he locates Walker, complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. A 1st down throw for Mariota. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it in the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their 1st, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Let's see, the defense might bring some added pressure as the offense is dealing with a 3rd and long. 3rd and long here for Mariota. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. One of his main targets, Delaney Walker, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th down. So the Titans are forced to punt as Brett Kern is on to do the honors. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
He was trying to hit Rashad Green, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
To the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's brought down after a good game. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Bortles now on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. The tight end, Julius Thomas, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Hey, tight end's right. One tight end. That boy's got 4 down. Here we go. Green, 90.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Again, they'll throw with Bortles. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Close there. He caught it, just wasn't able to stay in bounds.
And that's where the sideline, it was used as a 12th defender. You know, 11's legal. This one is an imaginary one that my college coach used to call Sammy Sideline. Sammy Sideline can protect you at times, and in this case, that's exactly what he did for the defenders.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides have thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
To throw, it's Bortles. Finding time. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And Myers able to knock it through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Now the return comes from Dexter McCluster. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve as we send you downstate to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Jaguars haven't had the same success as last week through the air. The Titans' defense obviously has something to do with that and should be credited. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Third down from inside the 20. Robinson's got the grab but fumbles here. Titans will pick up the loose football and score. Titans on top by 6. Titans have the football midway through the second. Fowler's got to take down the QB here. This ends up as a loss of 9. Jaguars with the ball, waning seconds of the half. Thomas has got the reception, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 13-yard line. Later on the drive, they'd stall out and settle for a field goal. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Everbank Field for the start of the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by the corner.
Second down, Mariota. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Rashard Matthews the intended target, and it'll bring up third down. Third down, Mariota. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is brought in at the 21. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Now Bortles throwing on second down. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On first down, this is Ivory. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
After watching that play and result, I go back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator, Brandon, before the game and said, how are you going to move the ball running it against the #1 defense? He gave us no indication, didn't tip his hand at all, so we have to see how this unfolds as this game moves along.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back. Third and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. From the gun on third down, Bortles. He's got time, and that is incomplete. He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time. And fourth down coming up. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now,
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a second down throw for Mariota. And that'll be incomplete. Antonio Andrews, the one he was looking for out of the backfield. And it's third down. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. Throwing, Mariota. Wright's got it. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Mariota to throw for it on fourth. And he locates Walker, complete. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now the big man, this is Andrews. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Rashard Matthews, the intended target. Third down here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Here's Mariota. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So points so crucial in a tight game like this, but this kick off the goalpost, and that'll keep the score right where it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made this a 2-score game, but any cushion this late definitely would have helped. Now they need to ask their defense for another stop, and that's going to require some work.
The Jaguars getting set to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side.
It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Jaguars. Allen Robinson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches, and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Now here's McCluster. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They'll come out in the pistol. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively a dime look. 6 DBs. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Now Bortles. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Jags a first down.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
390.
They'll give it up to Ivory. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So this is the second consecutive week, as you look at the numbers, that he just doesn't seem to have the same pop as we normally see him with.
Is there an injury we don't know about?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because that's a legitimate question right now. We're used to speed, power, all coming together. And what I've always loved about him is his vision. You know, last week he didn't have that as well. Always thought he was picking the wrong hole to try and run through. And his blockers, they seem to be getting him to the right place, but he picked the wrong spot. We're seeing some of that again this week. Can they snap it together? Can they get back in sync? Because normally we see them go together very, very well.
Third down, here's Ivory. And he'll take this one down near the 15. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Myers able to knock it through. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
Now here's McCluster. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
He'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On the toss, there goes Andrews. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Tackle made there by Jonathan Cyprien.
Like any team, they would have loved to have had more yards on that run, but it looks like they just want to get to the 2-minute warning and see what they want to do after that.
Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one. They'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a...
Now another timeout here called by the Titans. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. They stay on the ground. Ivory again. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary, something crazy here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Brandon, this will be a great win for them. The better team's going to win this game, no question about it.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
They'll set up a throw, and he fires one incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Complete to right. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Ten yards still left on 2nd down. Back to throw again. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
When everything is in sync on defense, that means everyone's communicating really well, and sometimes it's nonverbal. They just know that when a receiver's in one spot, this person may have him, and he's in another spot, the next defender may have him. And they've squeezed the passing lanes down to where it's so difficult to find an open area to deliver the football. They've made it tough on him all game long.
He's going to let, and this is caught inside the 5. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Jags, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they'll be guaranteed a finish of no better than 500 as they drop to 7-8. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.